Hey guys, today's video we're going to be sharpening up the chainsaw, sharpening the axe and just putting a new handle on the block splitter and just generally getting ready for a bit of firewood collection. Probably tomorrow I'm going to go out and knock down a dead jarrah and break that up for firewood. So today is just preparation. Alright, so first up we're going to sharpen up the saw and get that ready to go. So this is the venerable Stihl MS361. Done a lot of cutting with it. It's a great saw and it just never misses a beat. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it. Just needs a bit of a tickle up, so we'll get on with that and yeah, we'll go from there. I normally use the guide. I've seen a few people who say, you know, you don't need to use the guide, and for me, look, it works okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Right, so just mark a tooth to start. Doesn't matter where you start, just as long as you can make a note of it so you don't go through and do that tooth twice, really. Make it plenty visible. Yeah, works well. Now, in my old age I wear gloves. I never used to, but to be honest, if you're getting it sharp like you want it to be, then gloves are a pretty good idea, because you know this chain will be super sharp. And then it's just a case of getting it onto that angle that's in the guide. Depending on how bad it is, I generally find just a couple of strokes is enough to tickle it up. You know, just 2 or 3. What I do is if I give it 3, I give the whole chain 3, and that way it's just it's pretty even. So because I'm using the guide, I tend to take it out each time as well on the return stroke, because I don't want to rub it backwards against the chain, just, you know, just kind of bruntings it off a bit. And the only other piece of advice I would give you is a nice sharp file. Chainsaw files don't last forever, so change them out regularly and you'll have a much better sharpening experience. Just work your way around. With this thing, you want to keep the pressure back on the tooth, keep it level, don't let it tilt too far this way. So, I mean, I never get a chain commercially sharpened these days. I just don't see the point. So, you just need to come back the other way, and you can either reach over the saw and do it this way, which, to be honest, I don't have much luck with. I should practice. So you can do it that way. Personally, I would just as soon move the saw. Alright, so I'll just put the old close lookers on and have a good look at it. The light in here is not very good. It's green because of the cover here. So we'll just check the rakers. So these are the rakers here, and they literally, their job is just to rake out the sawdust from the cut and present a nice clean area for the next tooth to grab the following tooth. They stop it from cutting too deep, becoming too aggressive in the cut, and if you don't file them down enough, then you pretty much just it won't have any cut. And if you file them down too much, then the chain becomes really aggressive and hard to use, particularly for bore cutting and things like that, which I mean I don't do much of, but you know, sometimes it's necessary. So really I just put it on top, check the tooth. These are pretty good. You don't really need much. High. Yeah, pretty good. And if I've sharpened any flat, you know, I've had to take a bit off. A couple of rubs just on the back side, just to smooth them off and present a more rounded profile to the wood. Not actually taking any more off the raker itself, it's just making sure it's got a more rounded transition as it comes in, so it goes like rounds off. It's pretty good. Those are pretty good. Alright, as far as the blade goes, it's ready to go. Get the air filter a bit of love. Pretty good. It's going to be noisy. Okay, it should be ready to go. That's tight enough. Right, so I think next on the list I'm going to have a look at the maul and see about rehandling it. Generally I get, I don't know, maybe a couple of years out of a handle. I don't really treat them all that gently. It gets, yeah, I expect it to work pretty hard now. That's made, I suppose. So we've got a nice new spotted gum handle. It's been curing for about 3 or 4 months, so you know, it should be nice and stable. Right, so first thing we'll do is we'll just size it up so it'll actually fit, and then we'll make a wedge for it and put it all together and sharpen it up. Righto, so you just got to keep working away at the handle. It's pretty snug. I want it to be snug, so slow and gentle, slow and steady. That's the key, really. I'll just keep taking a little piece off, giving it a test fit. I want to take more off. Once it's gone, it's gone. Really, I'll just keep snugging it on until it's all the way. Then I'll cut it for the wedge, put the wedge in, and you know, that'll be good. So I can see where it's tight because I can see these shiny bits. That's pretty good. I reckon by the time I cut a kerf for the wedge, that'll snug up just fine. So I want the wedge to go about 3/4 of the way down. So that's about there. Righto, that's pretty good. Just going to take a little bit more off that, I think. Still just a little bit too snug for my liking. Yeah, that'll snug down really nice. I'll be just a little bit proud, which is good. Okay, so now we need to make a wedge. Okay, so we'll see what we can do with this bit of jarrah here. We can probably just cut a wedge off the end and make that work. I'll just give it a quick sand first. So we're working with nice clean wood. Make sure we go far enough. Right, that's not much quicker. Ooh. You know, it's just not quite right. It's not going to be quite wide enough. You can see that split in there. It is very annoying. Well, we'll try from the other side. We'll give that a tickle up and see how it goes. Okay, so I think the crack on this side will be alright. We shall see. I feel that's a better wedge. Yes, I do. Just give that a bit of touch up on here. that goes. Give it a little whack on there. Timber. Okay, I think I'm just going to widen that kerf so that wedge goes all the way in. This is one of those jobs where just a little bit more time now will pay big dividends down the track, I think. That's still big, too big. We'll give that a go. Even better. Even better. Really snug that up against the shoulder. Don't want any movement in the down track. That's good. There we go. Give it a bit of a soak in there. Make sure there's plenty on there. Okay. good. That is as home as it's going to go, I would say. It's probably not ideal. So that's actually pretty good. And then I'll just put this in as a bit of an extra on the end. Glue, and that will hold it very nicely. Trim that off. And just to finish that off, I made a little round wedge, which I just put a bit of a point on, and I'm going to drive that into the middle just to help expand it in all directions. And that's just bouncing on a piece of wood down there to keep everything intact. Beautiful. That's perfect. Okay, that's what it's come up like. Okay. 2 more jobs to finish that off. The first one is we're going to put one of these rubber overstrike protectors on there. You know, eventually the overstrike protector will fall apart, but by then it will have done its job, so I'll be a happy man. 3 more jobs. We're going to sand the handle as well and give it a nice finish, and then we're going to sharpen up the actual block splitter itself. So this is pretty coarse paper. This is, I don't know, maybe 80 grit, 100 grit just to start with. Don't want to make it too smooth. I find if they get too smooth, there's no grip on them, and the blisters and they're hard to use. I should say it's 80 grit, but it's a worn piece of 80 grit, which makes a big difference. Beautiful. It's feeling good. We'll just give it a bit more of a pad. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to blow the dust off the compressor. And then we'll give it a little burn, just to get rid of any of those little fine wood fibres. I mean, these spotted gum handles are pretty smooth, they're pretty tight grained, so there's not really much to burn off. But it's the little things. Alright, that feels pretty good. So as far as putting a preservative sort of oil on the handle, I used to use the old mineral terps and linseed mix, but now I'm a big fan of this liquid lanolin stuff. I just use it on everything. I was using it on metal and it's great for that, but I've just found that it's fantastic for wood as well. It's a really nice, just a really nice finish. And then even just from putting that on, I can feel that's raised the grain on the wood. So we'll probably let that settle and we'll give it another little sand off, I'd say. We'll give it a sand, we'll give it another coat of the lanolin. This stuff really soaks in, it's not sticky. And the handles I've done with it have lasted really well. I might just punch that in a little bit more. That'll work. That's good. Happy with that. I'll just punch that down below the surface a little bit more. Okay, so we'll give the splitter a bit of a sharpen up, and then we'll put that put that stroke protector on after. Now I know it's a maul, but personally I like them to be pretty sharp. Alright, this is going to take a while, so I'll come back. Okay, so I've used the file to take a lot of the cheeks out, if you can see that. So I just want to sharpen up that profile a bit, and then I'll put a bit of a micro bevel on it, and it'll be pretty good. I mean, look, it's not a carving knife, but it's better if it's sharper, and just goes through the hardwood a bit better, I think. This is just a little diamond hone. It does a pretty good job on the axis. For that final tickle up. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. It's not razor sharp, but it'll be good enough for a maul, that's for sure. Righto, so I've given that a good polish up. It's pretty smooth, so it should just glide through the wood now, so it's pretty good. Last thing to do is put the rubber striker on it, and then get it into some wood. That'll be tomorrow.